All right, hope y'all can see everything that I'm talking about. I'm gonna try to do a video today on how to use the hill assist, the downhill assist on a Freightliner Cascadia. I'm going down Cabbage here, and I'm about 75,000 pounds, so we're gonna look at the advisory speed sign. I'm gonna set it at that, and we're gonna let the truck go down the hill without me using the brakes. The truck will do it all on its own. Here we go. I hope this thing, the bouncing and stuff, not too much. Just doing this on my cell phone. Tried to set it up where y'all can see what I'm doing, and I can still see out the truck, and I'm both hands on the wheel. Try the thing. It's an automatic. It's got the DD15 with all of the fancy stuff on the Detroit Assurance and all that on it. Here we go. We're getting up here on, this is Interstate 84, basically westbound, mile marker 226 at the top of basically all the drivers. It's been called cabbage, I guess, for as long as I know. But here we go. There's that big yellow sign up here on the right, and I said I'm 75, so it says 18 miles an hour is the advisory speed for this truck going down this hill. The truck can do it probably at 45, but we're going to see. We're going to set it at 18, and that's what the state of Oregon says we're supposed to be doing this at. Second warning, 6% downgrade. Here, come up to another chain-up area. Really beautiful hill. If you're lucky, you'll be able to see off the side. I'll go ahead and start hitting the jakes. That's that green light there tells me my jake brakes are on. Another number you're going to be looking at to know that you have it set correctly is this right here where that 68 miles an hour is at. That's going to be your what your cruise is set at, but there's going to be another symbol from the hill assist to come up right next to that. Truck escape ramp 2.5 miles, but you got to be going slow before you get to the hill.
Steep downgrade ahead.
You start burning up your brakes if you wait until the last minute to slow down. I'm fixing to brake over the top of it. You can kind of see the hill coming. The world kind of falls off up here in a minute. Last warning, 6 miles is 6% downgrade. So at 18 miles an hour, that's going to take me probably 10 minutes to get down this hill. Go ahead and turn the full jake brakes on. Put my flashers on because I'm going to be going slow. And this is kind of slow for somebody that's done this before. But you see, you set it right there. You can turn that off, and the hill assist goes off. It'll only slow you down 5 miles an hour above what your cruise control is set at when it's like this. Once you get it down, it's at 18 miles an hour, so I'm going to set it at 18 miles an hour, right? And that's what my cruise is set at. The jakes are coming on because it'll stop at about 23. It'll stop. The jakes will go off at 23 miles an hour. It's just going to hold me right there, right? And it's just back and forth, back and forth. This is really kind of slow. Really, really kind of slow. It's actually kind of dangerous to go down this hill this slow because everybody's going to be flying past me. You look way down there, that's the bottom of it. Way out in that pasture over there with the red light. We'll be down there in a few minutes. Okay, so it's 18 miles an hour, and it's been holding there for a second. If you turn your jakes on, which are already on, it's going to try to slow you down to 23. Hit your resume right there. You see how it comes back out of it? Now the hill assist right there is on. It'll hold you at 18 miles an hour You don't have to touch your brakes. You don't have to touch nothing. And I know that speed limit was set, I don't know how many thousands of years ago, but 18 miles an hour is making yourself a target coming down this hill. And I realize that, and a lot of you drivers are probably going to be saying something about that. But technically, legally, this is evidence. So I'm going to do it at 18 since I got the camera on. But a lot of you new folks that don't know how these automatics, this is just an automatic. If you've ever driven the standard down this hill, you know that you can do it with the manual too. It's not that hard. The computer and the trucks are just set up to do this way, and I'm not even touching the brakes. It's doing it all by itself. You can see the speed limit right there on that's what the truck is doing. You can go up, I can go up to 20 miles an hour and the truck will let it roll up to 20, and you can see the cars going down the hill there. It's not that bad.
Right curve ahead.
Up there, you can see them kind of cruising down here because it's got a bunch of curves in it and they're not as top heavy as we are. So, and the main thing you got to worry about in the truck is once you get going too fast, going downhill with this much weight, you're just in trouble. After that, you'll start heating up your brakes, and I mean, you could come out of it. A lot of experienced drivers could. Some of the younger guys, they just, they haven't had the experience yet, and that's why I'm trying to put this video up here. I know a lot of people they're not taught right, and instead of complaining about people that don't know how to do it, I'm going to try to show them how to do it. Really beautiful country up here. You can see out the window over to the left. From what I was told by a lot of the older drivers, that's they call it cabbage patch, because down that hill on the left side where they used to grow cabbage, or they still do. I'm almost sure it's a pretty agricultural area. But you'll see in a minute why you can't come flying down this hill. Still pretty steep. This is a pretty good perspective of why it's all. You can see all the patches out there of the farmland. That's 10 or 20 acres of plots, and they look like little squares from here. And you can see them from way off. And this is a split road. This one, when you go down, when you come up, it comes down a different way than you go up. I still haven't touched the brakes yet. And that right there, if you haven't seen one before, is called a truck runaway ramp. That right there is what they were talking about, that the driver in Colorado missed. He missed 2 of them before he hit all those people at the bottom of the hill because he couldn't read the signs. And that's one of the things. I mean, I'm not trying to be political, but that's from this perspective. If he could have read the signs, he would have been able to run his truck up that hill and not hurt nobody. That's what it's there for. Lights with the hairpin, and that 55 is pretty much an empty truck speed. see all the chain link stuff. That's because the rocks will fall off the hill. Water, when it gets hot and cold, get water in it, and it'll freeze in the winter time, and in summertime when it thaws, those rocks, there's a big old chunk of one right there, just fall off, and keeps it up there, up against the side of the road, so nobody gets hurt. Doesn't roll out into the road. By itself, just getting over, going too fast, and it'll slow it down. These new trucks with all the Jake brakes and the engine brakes and the computers on them, you could probably go down this hill safely at about 40 miles an hour as long as it's dry. And I don't recommend using this in the snow when it's raining. None of that like that. You need to make sure that the conditions are acceptable to be using the Jake brakes at full tilt coming down these hills. You can see the temperature right there. It's about 50 degrees outside right now, and you can see there's no rain or water. It's really beautiful out here. It is. I could see the Amazon coming. He's just another truck. Whenever he passes me up, you'll see him. I don't know. Maybe he'll stay in his lane this time. But whenever he passed me back there on 84 in Idaho, he come past me, and both his tandems are over the line. But we'll see. Judge these drivers. I don't know if they're full, if they're loaded, how heavy they are. So when these two trucks come past me, you know, maybe they just don't weigh as much as I do. I've got about 30, probably about 65 to 70, depending. It's an estimate later. I said 75 at the top. I redid my math, yo. At least they're staying in the right lane like they're supposed to be. Another one of them runaway truck ramps, that's two. I got 39,000 pounds of dunnage, basically. It's just balance. Heavy duty, reusable. Good for the polar bears. Not just cutting down trees, take them back and sanitize them and reuse them for food, vegetables, meat, that kind of stuff. Truck drivers are in a hurry. Sometimes when you go down hills like this, it's kind of takes a lot of patience. It's monotonous. Brake right now, if you did use the brake and you slowed down below 20 miles an hour just by pushing the brake, you would be it wouldn't turn off the cruise control like normally. Normally if you didn't have the hill assist on, it just tells you that you have set a new descent speed. You push the brakes a little bit, you slow down a little bit, see new descent mode speed captured. That means it's going to do 19 miles an hour, 18 miles an hour because it reset it. And whenever you get around to turning that off, just letting it ride, let it get back up to about 20. But to turn that off, there's a cancel button right in the middle of your cruise control and your lights, high beam, high flash, low flash. And he's got a seal on there, so I don't know. I mean, he might be loaded, but he's doing at least 60. Doodly doo, doodly doo, doodly doodly doo. Well, I'm holding everybody up today doing what's legal. But they can, you know. And we're probably 3/4 of the way down and we're still just getting it. The other road is right over there, right over that guardrail. I don't know if you can see it on the camera. Now I've got it more pointed here so you can see the controls on the truck and the buttons. The speed and how everything's working. Mile marker 219, it's probably another mile to go before we run out of get back down to flat ground. Once we get around this left curve up here, we'll be able to see it's pretty much straight. If I turned it off right now, it would be, I'd just take off flying because I'm still coming down this hill. And that's Pendleton, Oregon, down there on the bottom of the hill. That's part of the Indian reservation there with the truck stop. And Pendleton is actually way over there. You go around the curve and that's part of town. But to turn it off, just turn the Jake brake off and there you go. You're back at your regular, it won't go nowhere. It'll come on at 5 miles an hour above what you got it set at, and it will accelerate at -3. But I'm going to go ahead and put my cruise back up to speed limit in this state 65. So I'm going to go to 65. 75, turn off my flashers. And then we're going to finish out our trip to Portland. Y'all have a good day.